Well, I've been dropped off on this raft in the middle of Saldanha Bay with my cob, and it seems a bit crazy, but we're sitting out in the middle of the bay on this raft. It's used to cultivate mussels. It's got these ropes that go down into the sea about 15 fathoms, and on each rope you get in the region of 50-60 kilos of mussels grow. Beautiful organic mussels. The mussels found here are the European blue mussel, mainly of Spanish origin, and the big ore tankers that come in here to collect ore from the Saldanha-Sishen railway line had these mussels on the belly of the ships, and these now have seeded in the bay, and it's ended up to be a brilliant industry of these mussels grown organically in these waters. And the Benguela current, which is rich in planktons and nutrients, feeds these mussels, and this farm is about 52 hectares of mussel rafts, and we are now going to cook a stunning fresh mussel dish with our cob. I don't think you could get a mussel fresher than this, so I'm going to light up the cob and away we go. What we're going to do with the mussels is we're going to use the braising pan from the cob, and we're going to braise some onions, a bit of ginger, some garlic, and then to this we're going to add a bit of olive oil and white wine. And when it's really bubbling and simmering it away, we're just going to drop the mussels in, put the lid on top, and let them steam in these juices, and the lovely salt water and juices from the mussel are going to cook out into this, and then we're just going to add a little dash of cream to it, and we're going to have these beautiful fresh steamed Saldanha Bay mussels done in the cob on this platform in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Just to sit here and to be able to cook in an environment like this is absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up one of these ropes, and I'm going to harvest a few mussels for our meal. And as you can see, these ropes carry down a couple of meters, and these lovely blue mussels are growing all up and down this rope, and we're going to harvest a few of these for our meal. So I've got these beautiful big mussels here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean them. It's got this little beard here, and all you do is you just pull the beard off, because this is like eating rope. And we're going to rinse the mussels one by one, and then when they're all clean, we'll start cooking them. I'm going to take the frying pan, place it on top of these charcoal briquettes that are a nice grey color now, and get this frying pan as hot as possible. Pour the olive oil in, braise the onions, the ginger, the garlic, a bit of cream, and then the mussels. I've got the frying pans really hot. The first thing I'm going to do is add a bit of olive oil to it and just lightly braise the onions, followed by the garlic and a little bit of ginger. So we'll first scoop in a few tablespoons of onion, let these sizzle away, and then a good dollop of garlic, because garlic and these mussels, they really go down well. And then just a bit of ginger to really bring out a nice different flavor in it. Ginger works wonders with seafood. Back in a bit of black pepper, just a little bit. With a dish like this, I'm not going to use any salt, because the mussels are coming out of the seawater, they're full of this salt water, and it'll be over salted then. So just a bit of black pepper with this. Then a good swirl of white wine, because the white wine is the base of this dish. The white wine will just simmer away. You want a bit of the alcohol to cook out, making a nice light sauce, and the juices from the mussel will add to this, and then we'll just thicken it with just a little bit of cream and end it off with coriander. I'm going to place the lid on top, bring the white wine to a boil, and once it's nice and boiling, mussels in, the cream, lid on top, and 5 minutes will be ready. So now it's time for the mussels. They're lovely, huge, plump mussels. I hear them thudding in the dish as I put them in. And then these will just slowly simmer away in the sauce. Lid goes back on. Let the cob do its job. Even if I may say so, this is unbelievable. Fresh flavors, the nice saltiness of the seawater. This dish is unbelievable. And I'm going to have the great privilege of sitting here on this raft in the middle of the ocean, having my mussels. It's a bit early in the morning for mussels, but a breakfast like this is going to go a long way. I don't think I'm going to forget this one. Look at this lovely, plump West Coast mussel. Such a simple recipe, done in a cob, in an environment that only a cob can get you. We're now in Paternoster. It's probably another 50 kilometers up from the mussel farm, and this is the crayfish sort of hub of the area. And years ago, the crayfish were in such abundance here. They were actually a menace to the fishermen and their nets. And the crayfish should be fished out, dried and minced up and used as fertilizer in the area. Nowadays, this stuff is orange gold. It is worth a fortune. All the produce is exported overseas. And these little boats behind us are the fishermen's boats that they go out and they throw nets down and pull them up. And then the bigger factories have the quotas. We're going to pop off to a factory now, have a look at some of the crayfish plants, purchase some crayfish, and then we're going to find a stunning spot and do something in the cob. So this is our Cape Rock lobster. That's 14 nets out here. What happens is the fishermen go out and they have these wire baskets that are covered with net, and they put fish heads in it, normally snook heads, and these are scavengers and they're attracted to the fish heads. They climb into the trap and they caught. And these are an absolute delicacy up the Cape Coast. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and purchase a few of these, and we're going to go find a beautiful spot along the coast here, and we're going to grill these Cape Rock lobster just with a bit of garlic butter and lemon juice. A very, very simple dish, easy to prepare, but absolutely probably one of the most tasty dishes that you can get. Cobby is once again giving us a unique opportunity to be able to cook where you normally can't go and cook. We're sitting here up the west coast, kilometers from anywhere, on this rock outcrop. It's low tide. We've purchased 2 Cape rock lobster from a local fisherman, and we're now going to grill these. I've got the charcoal burning away. I'm going to slowly prepare the lobster, and then we're going to cook it and enjoy it in an environment that is honestly spectacular. And normally, as I said, you could not get to a place like this. I'm going to be using the frying pan, the sort of very slimline pan. It's got a non-stick surface on the top. At the base, it's got encapsulated aluminium, which is nice and thick and heavy and retains the heat. So once the coals are ready, we're going to put this on top, get it red hot, and a little bit of olive oil and butter, and then we're just going to fry off the crayfish on top of this, adding a bit of lemon juice, garlic, and a little bit of ginger, similar to what we did with the mussels. And we're going to eat it just plain like that with this lemon and garlic butter. And that is honestly the best way to eat lobster. The coals are now ready. They're that nice grey color and they're really hot. So I'm going to now place the little frying pan on top with its nice non-stick surface, just a bit of olive oil. I'm going to place it on top. You've got this nice handle so you don't get near the heat, and we're going to wait till this is really smoking hot. I'm going to put a bit of olive oil on top, add some butter to it, and we're just going to put a bit of salt and pepper on the lobster, and then we'll grill it along. What we're going to do with the rock lobster is we're going to split it open along the back. We're going to clean it, wash it in the salt water, and then you just grill it. And it turns this beautiful strawberry red color when it's finished. So that we'll be putting in the cob and slowly grilling it and then enjoying it with a simple just lemon and garlic butter. So you crack the lobster open and then we'll just wash it off in the sea. You've got to take this vein out, which is sometimes, if there's been a red tide or plankton in the water, it can cause a bit of stomach upset or something, so it's always best to clean your lobster properly. So these two, we'll just crack the second one. And now we'll wash them off in the sea. Well, here we have it now. These lovely meaty white flesh that's going to be grilled, and it's succulent and sweet, just topped with this light little bit of garlic and lemon butter. It's going to be divine. You can see this plate's really hot now though. The garlic's bubbling and sizzling away here. I'm going to put a bit of lemon juice, salt and black pepper on the lobster, and then straight on the skillet. Dollop of butter on here, the butter nice and melting. And once again, a bit of lemon juice. So when the juices of the lobster cook, you've got the garlic, the lemon juice and the butter, all adding to this brilliant flavor. And then we take the lobster, skin side down. And you'll see while the lobster's cooking, it'll change from the bottom. This lovely strawberry red color will start coming up until the shell about halfway up is this beautiful red color. Then we're going to flip it over, put the lid on, and just let the rest of it just cook in the heat of the cob under the lid. And it should take probably 20 minutes. And you've got this most beautiful, beautiful lobster dish with lemon butter and garlic. And we're going to enjoy it in this environment that the cob has enticed us to, being able to cook out in places like this. You can see we're starting to get this lovely strawberry red color here. The meat has gone beautifully in white. It's starting to cook. It's absolutely amazing. The aromas coming from this are incredible. And all the juices and the water that's running out of the lobster is going into the garlic butter below and giving this real crisp lobster flavor with the garlic and the lemon juice. And 5 minutes, we're ready. So here we are. They're all done. Just a little squeeze more lemon juice. Bit of garlic. Final bit of black pepper on top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spoon some of the sauce over it. Put some of this lovely sauce on top of the lobster. You can hear it sizzling away. We have another of our brilliant cob experiences. Fresh Cape rock lobster, straight out of the sea, in an environment that you can't beat. Only an environment that cob can bring to you. So I'm going to tuck into this. Can't wait to taste this. So enjoy it. Look at the succulent pink meat, garlic butter, bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper. Absolutely divine. We've travelled inland from the coast on our cobbing trip up the coast, and we've come across an ostrich farm, and we've come across an ostrich egg. This has the equivalent of 24 normal chicken eggs inside of it. And what we've done is we've taken a knife and we've chipped away, opened up a little hole here. We've poured out the inside of the egg, as I can see right through here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make an ostrich omelette. The egg is a lot richer than a chicken egg. It's sort of slightly fluffier when you cook it, but it's absolutely amazing. And behind me, I've got a whole crew of ostriches, but there's a fence in between us because the male ostrich, you can see his legs are red, and that's now mating season, and he's incredibly protective. And I would not like to get a kick up the butt from this guy because it's rumored that you'll go flying. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get hold of our cob. We're going to use the small frying plate. It's nice surface of non-stick material will ensure that we can make a beautiful big omelette. The aluminium encapsulated underneath draws up the heat, and we're going to get that really steaming hot, and we're going to do a cheese and pepper omelette with the ostriches watching on as we cook an ostrich egg omelette. So what we're doing with the omelette is I'm waiting for the cob charcoal to be the grey colour, and I'm going to be using this plate to make the omelette. It's got this non-stick surface, the thick encapsulated aluminium base that's going to retain the heat. We're going to put a little bit of butter and olive oil on here, pour the ostrich egg on top of this, and then we're going to add peppers and onion and cheese and flip it over, and a little bit of basil on top, and you're going to have the most incredible, massive, fluffy ostrich omelette. So what I've done is I'm actually using our braising pan as my mixing bowl. We've taken the ostrich egg, I've shaken out a lot of the yolk into this pan, and I'm mixing it up. I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it, and then just mix in the milk, get a nice fluid mixture so that the yolk and the egg white all bind together. And the milk helps to loosen it up, and it makes it fluffier when you cook it. And to this I'm going to add some black pepper, some salt, and black pepper.